Hey there, everybody. How are we doing? My name is Cole Martins, and I'd like to thank you guys for watching Giraffe Sports. On today's episode, we're going to talk about Week 6 in the NFL, as this is part 2 of 2. If you missed part 1, you can look in the descriptions below and just click on the link. You can do that right now if you want to watch that before this one, or you can just watch this one and go to that one. Either one is great for me. But let's get on here to part 2 of Week 6. As we'll start off here, as the Baltimore Ravens will take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Ravens last week taking on a loss in their second loss of the season, as they could not beat the Indianapolis Colts. As a game between two good AFC teams in that one. Baltimore is still probably one of the best teams in the league and still fighting for that AFC North battle, and I believe it's going to be a very good battle at the end in that division, as Baltimore trying to pick up another win and get back to their winning ways, as Tampa Bay coming so close to winning 2 games in a row, as they went to overtime against New Orleans Saints last week, but just could not get it done, as the Saints picked up the victory in that one, as Tampa Bay looking a lot better than they did at the beginning of the season, and pretty much after that Atlanta blowout, they have looked a lot better, and McKinnon looking very good behind as quarterback, excuse me. As this Tampa Bay team looking a lot better overall, the offense and defensive wise. But sadly in this one, I just believe Baltimore is the better team. Offensive wise, Joe Flacco, Troy Smith, just looking very good right now in that offense. Is in defense as well, looking very good and could prove a key factor to winning the AFC North. Later on in the season, when they had to take on the Cincinnati Bengals and Steelers and Browns. This is a 4-way battle for that division, it seems like. But Tampa Bay, I feel like they still have some things they're trying to figure out, as I just believe their offense is not going to be able to take care of this very strong Baltimore offense, as I believe Baltimore is going to win this one in Tampa Bay, 21-13. Next, we have the San Diego Chargers taking on the Oakland Raiders. San Diego this year looking very, very impressive offensive-wise. Phillip Rivers, who I've always believed to be one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, looks like he's having a very good season, and I believe this is about to start in his career record-wise. So Rivers happy, and the entire offense happy. Is not that many known stars on this offense, as Allen and Royals, 2 guys who you've heard about but not as elite players. They're having a great season at the wide receiver position this year. Gates also doing a great job at the tight end position as well. And the defense stepping up for San Diego so far this year. As this week they'll take on an Oakland team that still trying to get through some struggles after they fired their coach a couple weeks ago now, I believe it was. As now Oakland coming off a bye week, so maybe their new coach has got some fill-in plans for them and figured some stuff out for this Oakland offense. But I just do not see this Oakland offense beating up on the San Diego team. I just believe San Diego looks way too good right now for the Oakland Raiders. And even though Oakland is at home, I cannot see them doing it. As I'm going to take the San Diego Chargers beating the Oakland Raiders 28-7. Our next game is the Chicago Bears taking on the Atlanta Falcons. As these 2 teams so far this year are my 2 disappointment teams at the quarter mark. As I suspected the Chicago Bears, whose offense just looks like it should be incredible right now, only had a 2-3 record. As the Bears, yes, their team has been beat up a little bit at the wide receiver position with Jeffrey and Marshall, but still Jay Cutler should be having a better season than he is right now. And that defense just seems like it's the only thing that's keeping this team alive at points, even though the defense looks like it has its struggles at times as well. But luckily, like I mentioned, they are taking on one of the other struggling teams in the NFL this year, the Atlanta Falcons, who just like the Bears have a very, very strong offense, but yet cannot capitalize to what that offense is doing. As last week for the Bears, they lost to the Carolina Panthers in a very, very good game in Carolina. And for the Falcons, they took a loss, I believe it was to the not Minnesota Vikings, but they lost to, let's see if I can find it here, the New York Giants. And a game that the Atlanta Falcons looked better, but just Atlanta just seemed like they couldn't step up in that game, and the defense allowed 30 points to the New York Giants in that one. As in this game, it could be a game between what offense can do better in this one. And that's what I'm going to go with the home team, the Atlanta Falcons. I believe Matt Ryan's going to have a lot better game in this one than he's had in the last couple weeks. And I see the Atlanta Falcons beating the Chicago Bears in this one 23-17. And don't be surprised if Roddy White comes back after, I believe he sat out last week or at least 2 weeks ago or something like that, and have a very good game this one as well. Our next game is my game of the week, as the Dallas Cowboys, the surprising Dallas Cowboys, will be taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Dallas picking up another great win last week as they beat the other Texas team, the Houston Texans. And Dallas now at 4-1 and probably one of the most impressive teams in the NFL right now. Behind that very, very great offensive line and Marino as well, who's rushed for over 100 yards in the first 5 games of the season, which is very impressive for him. As Tony Romo taking some load off him a little bit and keeping pressure off him. This week he's going to have a lot of pressure on him as he's taking on the Legion of Boom and the Seattle Seahawks. As last week Seahawks on Monday night looked very, very good against the Redskins, as Russell Wilson ran the ball for over 120 yards in that one, as the Redskins just could not find a way to stop Russell from running it. He's also due for, I believe, a pair of touchdowns in the air as well, as the Seahawks took a very convincing win over the Washington Redskins, even though it should have been a bigger win for them because the penalties taking some touchdowns away. But Seattle looking good like they did last year, and they're at home in this one, and that is a place that seems like it's impossible to win at. And that is why I'm going to take the Seahawks in this one. That home crowd is going to get into this game. Seattle's offense is going to get rolling. That defense is going to get rolling as well. As I'm taking the Seahawks to beat the Dallas Cowboys 20-10. Our next game here is the Washington Redskins taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Washington coming in this one with a better game than they did 2 weeks ago, but still a loss against the Seattle Seahawks on Monday night. But Kirk Cousins looking better last week, at least, as he didn't throw an interception at all before the week before, where he threw 4 against the Giants. So Cousins looking kind of better than he did. Still looking for some more great games out of him, as I believe he is a good quarterback in the NFL. It's just he needs to be consistent with it, as he has Morris in the backfield behind him. So if the Redskins want to take it a little bit easier on Cousins, you got Morris behind him, hand the ball off to him, he can get some yards for you. But Cousins has great wide receivers in Jackson and Garcon, so expect some throws that those two, possibly some big plays in this game. But they are going against Arizona defense that is very, very good, as Peterson leads the defensive back core that is probably one of the best in the NFL right now, I do believe. His Cardinal defense is the thing that is keeping this team, I believe, alive at times, but their offense as well doing a very, very good job without Carson Palmer, as Drew Stanton doing a great job at the quarterback position so far this year. As I was told yesterday that he was hurt, he hurt his shoulder, I believe, last week. I'm not 100% sure about that one, so I have no clue who's starting out the quarterback position this week, if it's going to be Stanton, Palmer, or whoever their third string quarterback is. So that'll be a question mark coming into this Sunday's game. But either way, I don't care who the quarterback is in this game. I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals. I believe that defense is going to be good enough to stop this Washington team. And whoever's that quarterback, I believe will have the chance to have some great receivers on his side too. And in Floyd and Fitzgerald, and we'll be get the ball to them either way, even if it is short passes or long passes. But I do have the Arizona Cardinals winning this game over the Redskins 21-13. Now on to our Sunday night game as a battle in the NFC East, as the New York Giants taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Giants now looking very impressive, as they are now 3-2 on the season, as last week they got a win over the Atlanta Falcons, and Eli Manning looking better and better, it seems like, each week after his first 2 weeks where it looked like he just struggled. As now he's going to take on the division foe, the Philadelphia Eagles, as the Eagles right now, I believe they are 4-1 coming into this week, as they have looked very good so far this year. But last week, of a very big struggle against the St. Louis Rams, as only winning by, I believe, 6 points. So that defense is a question mark for the Philadelphia Eagles, even though they do have a very powerful offense. So it should be an interesting game to see. But in this one, I am going to take the New York Giants. The Giants' offense has just looked incredible so far this year, and I believe the defense is going to step up here and take on this Philadelphia Eagle offense. And I believe Eli is going to have at least 3 touchdowns in the air in this game. I believe Cruz is going to probably catch 2 of them, and I'm going to give the New York Giants the win over the Philadelphia Eagles 28-24. In our final game here in segment 2, in our Monday night game, the San Francisco 49ers taking on the St. Louis Rams. The 49ers coming in this one, not an impressive team so far this year, as Kaepernick I thought would be doing better at this point, but they are still getting wins as they are 3-2 on the season, as they did get the win over Kansas City last week. And right now the dispute about Jim Harbaugh and the 49ers not agreeing with each other is a big thing coming in this game, as the St. Louis Rams, a team that seems like has been struggling so far this year, looking pretty good last week as they came close to beating the Philadelphia Eagles but just cannot do it. And once again, they are home here, as this team seems like they can play pretty well at home, as they can also seem like they can play pretty well against the San Francisco team, as it seems like every time these two play each other in this NFC West battle, these two are always very, very close games. From this one, I am going to still stick with the San Francisco 49ers. I just think the 49ers team overall is just too good for these Rams defense. And Kaepernick, I believe, is going to be great on the ground, as I also believe that this defense is going to stop this Rams offense. And I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers in this one, 24-10. So that is it for segment 2. I'd like to hear what you guys got to say. Who do you think is going to win these games this week? Which match are you looking forward to so far in the segment 2? What players do you think are going to have a big impact in this segment as well out of these games? I'd love to hear what you guys got to say. I would appreciate if you like this video, and if you could subscribe to my channel where you can get the more information on more videos I'll be making throughout the next weeks. You can also follow my Twitter pages, as you can follow my sports page at News Giraffe, where we'll get the latest news in all the sports going on. And you can also follow my Twitter page at ColeMartin57. I thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And you guys have a great day.